Hi, and welcome to the next video in our series, Upgrading with Data Center. In this video, we'll take you through how to upgrade a Confluence instance using rolling upgrades. If you aren't familiar with rolling upgrades, you can check out the first video in our series where we highlight this feature along with the benefits of using it regularly. To use rolling upgrades, you need to be running Confluence 7.9 or later and running in a multi-node environment. I want to pause here for a moment. Rolling upgrades does require you to be running in a cluster-ready environment. This means that your infrastructure is capable of running at least 2 nodes. However, you don't need to be actively running multiple nodes on a day-to-day basis. For the purposes of this video, we're going to upgrade Confluence 7.9 to Confluence 7.9.3 or the latest bug fix at the time of this recording. Our instance is deployed on AWS using our Quick Start templates, running on a Postgres database, and is currently running on one node. If you're interested in learning more about our templates, the link will be below. All right, let's dive in. Before any type of upgrade, it's important that you do a bit of planning to make sure it's successful. First, you should review the release notes for the version you're upgrading to. The release notes will provide you with a list of fixes. Next, open your console and navigate to Administration, General Configuration, and plan your upgrade. The Pre-Planning Upgrade feature, or PUP as we like to call it, takes you through all the steps you need to successfully upgrade. It also recommends the latest version that you can upgrade to. The Pre-Upgrade feature will also run a health check. For more information, you can select Troubleshooting and Support Tools. The health check runs to make sure that you are on a supported database, your license is up to date, you're running a supported version of JDK or JRE, and your database is using the correct collation. This only runs if you're using MySQL or Microsoft SQL Server. You'll also want to verify that your apps are compatible. Select Manage Apps, and scroll down to the Confluence Update check. Select the version that you want to upgrade to, and click Check. If you have an app that isn't compatible with the version you're upgrading to, you can disable an app temporarily while you upgrade. Compatibility information for Atlassian Labs and other free apps is often not available immediately after a new release. In many cases, the app will still work, so give it a try in a test site before upgrading your production site. After you've run all of your health checks, you'll want to work with your IT team and schedule the rolling upgrade with them. Make sure that they aren't doing any other app installs or upgrades during the process. You'll then want to back up Confluence. If you're interested in learning more about how to back up your instance or how to build a backup strategy, see the resources below. And lastly, if you haven't already, set up a staging environment to ensure that you test your upgrade without impacting teams in production. After you finish the last few stages of planning, return back to your instance and select General Configuration and Rolling Upgrades. Next, select the Upgrade toggle. Because we are currently only running on one active node, a message displays reminding us to add more nodes to our cluster. Click Continue. The cluster status is also changed. Since we're running our Confluence instance on AWS, we need to find all of the current application nodes in our stack. We will need the IDs for the last step of the upgrade process. In the AWS console, go to Services and CloudFormation, and select your deployment stack. Click Resources and look for the cluster node group, and click its physical ID. This will take you to a page showing the auto scaling group details of your application nodes. In the auto group scaling details, click Instance Management and note the instance IDs listed there. You'll be terminating them at a later step. Next, you need to update your template. Because the deployment uses a CloudFormation template to define the components in the environment, you will need to update the version of the template that you're using. To do this, go to Services, CloudFormation, and select your deployment stack. In the Stack Details screen, click Update. From the Select Template screen, select Use Current Template and click Next. Set the version parameter to the version you're upgrading to. Since this is a rolling upgrade, you can only set this to a later bug fix version. Now, we need to add additional nodes to the cluster. This will help ensure that the cluster won't have a shortage of nodes for user traffic. To do this, increase the value of the maximum number of cluster nodes and minimum cluster nodes. Both of these parameters need to be increased by 1. Select Next through the next few pages and click Update Stack. After updating the stack, you will have one extra node already running the new version of Confluence. With upgrade mode enabled, that node will join the cluster and start work. Your other nodes won't be upgraded yet. As soon as the first upgraded node joins the cluster, your cluster status will transition to mixed. This means that you won't be able to disable upgrade mode until all nodes are running the same version. Once the new upgraded node is running and in an active state, you can start upgrading the other nodes. To do this, you need to shut down and terminate the node. AWS will then replace the node with a new one running the updated Confluence version. To terminate a node, go to Services and EC2 and click Instances Running. Next, look for the instance ID that you noted earlier in the upgrade process. Select the ID and select Instance State and Terminate. Click through to terminate the instance. Note, this can take a few minutes and you want to make sure that the node is fully terminated before moving forward with the upgrade process. After your node has been replaced, return back to Confluence. Once all of your nodes are active and running the same upgraded version, you can select Finalize Upgrade to complete the upgrade process. Note, this button is only available when all nodes are running the upgraded version. If for some reason your upgrade failed, the cluster node overview will identify which node the upgrade failed on to make it easier for you to troubleshoot. Since we added a node as a replacement for each one of the nodes we terminated to make sure that there was enough to handle normal user traffic, we can now remove the nodes that we added as part of the upgrade. Return back to the AWS console and select Services and CloudFormation. Select your deployment stack and click Update. In the stack details, use the current template and click Next. Here, we just need to change the maximum number of cluster node parameter and the minimum number of cluster node parameter, in our case, back down to 1. Click Next over the next few pages, and finally click Update Stack. We've successfully upgraded to Confluence 7.9.3 using rolling upgrades. For more information on rolling upgrades or instructions on how to use rolling upgrades in other environments, check out our documentation. You can find the link in the resource box below. If you're interested in testing rolling upgrades, download a free trial license today.